But today, let's focus on the MarCal 30 EWRi, which is our very portable, handheld, pocket-sized depth gauge. And the MarCal 30 EWRi contains all the features of our newest, most modern, feature-wise and looking caliper and digital depth gauge line. Just by the look of it, you can see that it has a nice, large and clear, high contrast digital display with digital sizes here of 11 millimeters, a locking screw on the slide that allows us to keep this in position when we're carrying this around. It has the integrated wireless data interface. These are IP67, which are meant to be used on the shop floor. The setup is very easy to use with a very intuitive handling by a menu system that, with an up and down capabilities, can easily set the gauge up for its application. An easy retraction or push slide allows us to make our measurements quick and handily. Of course, all these have their reference built in, so once it's switched on, it remembers its last zeroing position. We also have a lockout function so that you can accidentally prevent zeroing of the gauge, so that just makes it a little bit more safer and secure to make our measurements. This type of depth gauge has a round 2 millimeter diameter depth gauge, so this can get into some very small holes or grooves as we're measuring those depths. So the applications is this is small, it's handy, it's practical, ideal for mobile use in production, in a control room, or in assembly areas. As far as measuring small depths and bores and grooves. And of course, with the MarCal reference system, you know, lots of products out there, you have to, every time you turn it on, you have to reset the zero. But with Mar's system and the reference calipers and depth gauges and micrometers and digital indicators, it remembers the last zero position even when the unit is turned off. And to turn it on, all you need to do is move the slide and the gauge will turn itself on. So we've mentioned that the 30 EWRi is a IP67 type product. That means it's dust type. That's what the 6 stands for. And you can temporarily immerse this in water. So if you drop it in a bucket, you can pull it out, wipe it off, and you'll be ready to go. We also have this nice locking features that I mentioned. So it's a way of securing the zeroing button so you don't accidentally prevent the unit from being re-zeroed and potentially obtaining an incorrect measurement. Every time that's activated, you'll see a little icon here on the display showing that the lock function is active. We have extremely long battery life with our products. With the integrated wireless, there's no add-on modules, so you don't need to have a second battery and a second module to be the transmitter. With the Mark products, these are all integrated, providing long battery life. Because the EWRi uses a slide type of mechanism for its depth gauges, it's important to have lapped guideways for that surface. And as you move that slide in and out, you can feel how smooth and easy that slide moves because we use lapped guideways. These are smooth and they provide a very low friction contact for its measurements. Of course, Mar products incorporate the Mar Connect integrated wireless, so it's virtually no more cost for added wireless transmission than the price one might normally pay for just a cable. You know, in many cases, the price of the transmitter on other products is more than the actual caliper or depth gauge itself. With Mar's product, that's built in, and there's no added cost for that transmitter. Because we're using a unique data transfer method, we know that the integrated wireless is secure. It won't interfere with other products because we send out a unique identifier with each data transmission, and that's paired up with the MarCal software. So there's no chance of any crosstalk or the data going into the wrong cells for your data collection. Also, there's a positive signal on the indicator itself, showing that the transmitted has occurred. The 30 EWRi is a very ergonomic design. It's very handy. It's easy to use. It has a non-slip support, so make sure that it's even in dirty environments, it's going to be secure and very reliable for making your measurements. And of course, with the large display, it's very easy to read and use by the operator. So like we mentioned, the 30 EWRi is a great small portable device which you can carry around in your pocket throughout the shop to make simple depth gauges. And whether it be a pure depth measurement based on a reference or even a step height difference, the 30 EWRi is a very quick and easy way of making those types of measurements. Now, why MAR with data collection and the integrated wireless product line? Well, data collection is becoming a fast growing area for a lot of different manufacturing sites, whether it be used for documentation, controlling the process, trying to improve the process, or for gauge tracking by the serial number that's identified with the communication of our products. This becomes very important and it will become more important in the future. And with our integrated wireless, it's very transparent to the operator to use. There's no add-on modules. There's no separate buttons to use for data transfer. It really becomes part of the normal measuring routine. And it's great with its long battery life and easy operation. And like I mentioned, it's much lower cost than competitive add-on products. So how do you create a personal data collection network with MarCal? We have your integrated product, in this case, the 30 EWRi. You have a receiver, our iStick, and you have our free MarCal software to collect and transfer that data. So wireless devices really clean up the work area for a lot of users. We were the first to integrate wireless data transmission into our products, first with our digital indicators and calipers, and now lately with our micrometers. So we have a full line of products which eliminates cable clutter. We provide long life, no add-on modules, no expensive receiver, and thus the transmission is clean and transparent to the user. And of course, MarCal Professional is free. You just download that from the mar.com website and you're ready to begin your data collection. And MarCal software has a lot of different features that are very valuable. We can take data from our integrated wireless products. MAR does have a add-on module for some of our older products. And of course, we can do cable technology on our bench amplifiers, height gauges, some of our portable surface gauges, and so forth. And all of that is controlled with MarCal Professional. And you can put your data into an Excel file, any Windows software, through a third-party data collection software, through our virtual COM port. So it's very easy to get data from our products into your data collection system. And we continue to improve MarCal by adding new features. We've made it more easy to set up a MarCal by breaking down some of the functions into different tab areas. We've offered the capabilities of providing an identification number with the data. Controlling the function is easy now, and we can even lock out features on many of our devices through MarCal. One of the things that's very important in completing that total package for data collection is not only recording the values that come from the data measuring device, the actual measurements, but it's important to know when that was collected, and we can also identify the serial number of that gauge as part of the data collection. So that really ties together the instrument, its calibration history, and the data all into one file for secure data collection. And all of that is done through the integrated wireless and even the USB versions of the MarConnect product line. So its measurements are only possible with valid calibration, and in case of any problems with the product, you can quickly identify when that measurement was made, its results, and what instrument made that measurement. Now, as I mentioned, setup with MarCal of the product is available now, so that you can set up the tolerances and locking features all through MarCal. You can do that through MarCal, download it to the gauge, and now the gauge is ready to be set up. And we can also collect data from the gauge of a description of the product or part itself, maybe a part number, a serial number of the gauge, an identifier for the collection, date and time can all be collected because of MarCal software. And we even added a feature, this latest update of being able to go back and erase the last measurement result in case a accidental collection was made, or it's realized that that's really a flyer and shouldn't be collected. We can erase that last measurement. Again, another improvement and added features for